In a faraway land, nestled amidst towering mountains and sparkling rivers, there lived a young princess named Willow. Princess Willow had long, flowing hair the color of spun gold and eyes that sparkled like the morning dew. She was beloved by all who knew her, but her stepmother, Queen Malice, was wicked and cruel. Queen Malice was jealous of Willow's beauty and kindness, and she longed to be rid of her. One day, the queen devised a cunning plan. She summoned Willow to her chambers and said, "My dear Willow, I have a task for you. You must travel to the Forest of Shadows and retrieve the heart of the forest. It is said to be a magical artifact that grants eternal youth and beauty." Willow was hesitant. She had heard tales of the Forest of Shadows, a place where dark creatures lurked and danger lurked around every corner. But she knew that she had no choice but to obey her stepmother. With a heavy heart, Willow set off into the forest. As she walked deeper and deeper into the woods, the trees grew taller and the shadows grew darker. Willow began to feel lost and alone. Suddenly, she heard a noise behind her. She turned and saw a pair of glowing red eyes staring at her from the darkness. Willow's heart skipped a beat. She knew that those eyes belonged to a dangerous creature. The creature stepped out of the shadows, its long, sharp claws gleaming in the dim light. It was a goblin, a wicked and mischievous creature. "What are you doing in my forest, little girl?" the goblin hissed. "You are trespassing on my land." Willow trembled with fear, but she managed to stammer out, "I am here to retrieve the heart of the forest. My stepmother sent me here." The goblin's eyes narrowed. "Your stepmother is a wicked woman," he said. "She has sent you here to your death, but I will spare you on one condition." Willow's eyes widened with hope. "What is your condition?" she asked. "You must answer 3 riddles correctly," the goblin said. "If you fail, I will devour you." Willow knew that she had no choice but to agree. She nodded her head and said, "I will do as you ask." The goblin smiled cruelly. "Very well," he said. "Here is my first riddle. What has a bed but no head, a mouth but no teeth, and runs but never walks?" Willow thought for a moment. "A river," she said. The goblin nodded. "Correct," he said. "Here is my second riddle. What can you catch but not throw?" Willow thought for a moment. "A cold," she said. The goblin nodded again. "Correct," he said. "Here is my third and final riddle. What goes up a chimney down, but can't go down a chimney up?" Willow thought for a long time, but she could not figure out the answer. Finally, she gave up. "I don't know," she said. The goblin laughed. "You have failed," he said. "Now I will devour you." But just as the goblin was about to pounce, a voice rang out from the darkness. "Stop!" The goblin turned and saw a beautiful woman standing before him. The woman was tall and slender, with long, flowing hair and piercing blue eyes. She was dressed in a flowing white gown, and she carried a staff of shimmering crystal. "Who are you?" the goblin demanded. "I am the guardian of the Forest of Shadows," the woman said, "and I will not allow you to harm this child." The goblin snarled, but he knew that he was no match for the guardian. He turned and fled into the darkness. The guardian turned to Willow and smiled. "Are you all right, child?" she asked. Willow nodded. "Yes, thank you," she said. "You saved my life." "You are welcome," the guardian said. "Now, come with me." I will take you to the heart of the forest. This is the heart of the forest, the guardian said. It is a place of great power and magic. But be warned, the heart of the forest is also dangerous. It can grant your wishes, but it can also consume you. Willow looked at the heart of the forest with awe and trepidation. She knew that she had to be careful. What should I do? She asked. You must make a wish, the guardian said, but be careful what you wish for. The heart of the forest will grant your wish, but it may not be in the way that you expect. Willow thought for a moment. She could wish for anything she wanted: beauty, wealth, power. But she knew that those things were fleeting. She wanted something more. Finally, she made her wish. I wish for a heart that is filled with love and compassion, she said. The guardian smiled. Your wish is granted, she said. Now, go in peace. Willow turned and walked away from the heart of the forest. She knew that she would never forget her journey through the forest of shadows. She had faced her fears, overcome danger, and found her true heart's desire. As she walked back to her father's kingdom, Willow felt a sense of peace and contentment that she had never felt before. She knew that she was destined for great things, and that her heart would always be filled with love and compassion. And so, Princess Willow returned home a changed woman. She was no longer the timid and fearful girl who had entered the forest of shadows. She was now a brave and compassionate princess, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.